Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. On this channel we love exploring haunted places, scary stories and legends, as well as everything creepy and macabre. Tonight we're delving into the chilling tale of the SS Ourang Medan, also known as the ghost ship of Malaysia or the ship of death. In the late 1940s, a strange SOS crackled across the radios of ships in the Straits of Malacca. The message was chilling in its simplicity. All officers, including Captain dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. There was a pause. Then, one final garbled transmission came through. I die. What followed would become one of the most unsettling maritime mysteries of the 20th century. The legend of the SS Ourang Medan. It all started with a distress call sent out from the Ourang Medan. The vessel was a cargo ship sailing through the busy international waters of the Malacca Strait, a narrow passage between the Malay Peninsula and the island of Sumatra. It was here that the ship's radio operator sent out a desperate plea for help. But instead of finding assistance, the Ourang Medan vanished along with its crew, leaving behind a haunting mystery that continues to captivate and terrify people today. As news of the bizarre incident spread to American vessels, the Silver Star and the Lanka altered their courses to investigate. The Lanka was the first to reach the Ourang Medan, but it found no sign of life or any indication of distress. However, when the Silver Star arrived, they discovered the Ourang Medan drifting silently in calm waters. There were no signs of damage from outside, no fire, no holes in the hull, no flares or lifeboats. The only indication that anyone had been on board recently was a faint trail of smoke rising from the ship's chimneys. A boarding party from the Silver Star climbed aboard the Ourang Medan, expecting to find a crew incapacitated by a disease or stranded after an accident. What they actually discovered was far more disturbing. The deck was littered with bodies. The crew of the Ourang Medan lay sprawled on their backs, mouths open, eyes wide in expressions of pure terror. Even the ship's dog was found dead, teeth bared as if snarling at something unseen. When the Silver Star's crew searched the rest of the ship, they found the same grim tableau below deck. In the engine room, in the cabins, death everywhere. The captain was found dead on the bridge, his officers nearby, lifeless. The radio operator was still in his chair, his hand on the key, staring at nothing. It was unnerving, but what happened next made the story even stranger. The Silver Star's crew decided to tow the Ourang Medan to port for investigation. But before they could begin the journey, smoke began pouring from the lower decks. Moments later, the Ourang Medan exploded with tremendous force. The blast was so powerful it lifted the ship out of the water, before it sank beneath the waves, taking any physical evidence with it. No official investigation could be carried out, no photographs were confirmed to exist, and soon rumors began to swirl. Some suggested the ship was carrying dangerous chemicals, possibly leftover munitions or nerve agents from World War II, and the leak had killed the crew. This would explain both the strange deaths and the explosion. Others proposed that carbon monoxide from a faulty boiler could have suffocated the crew, but critics point out that carbon monoxide poisoning docent usually caused the kind of terrified expressions witnesses described. There's also a more supernatural theory, that the Ourang Medan's crew encountered something they couldn't explain, an unknown sea creature, ghostly apparitions, or even paranormal forces. This idea was fueled by the fact that the distress call ended with the cryptic words, "I die." But the biggest mystery is whether the SS Ourang Medan even existed. Maritime records contain no clear registration for such a ship. Some researchers believe the story originated in post-war maritime journals and newspapers, but with key details changed or invented. The earliest known printed account appeared in a Dutch-Indonesian newspaper in 1948, and later in American publications in the early 1950s. Skeptics argue that the entire story might have been a cautionary tale or even propaganda, warning of the dangers of smuggling wartime chemicals. Others believe it was a real event, deliberately erased from records due to the illegal nature of the cargo. Now, despite the lack of concrete evidence, there are a few elements that keep the legend alive. Multiple accounts describe the same eerie details of the bodies and their expressions. The exact location in the Straits of Malacca has never been pinpointed. No one has ever come forward with proof that the ship was fake, nor with proof that it was real. The SS Ourang Medan remains an enigma, but why does the story of the Ourang Medan continue to haunt us? Why does the image of those lifeless sailors with their vacant stares and open mouths send shivers down our spines? Perhaps it's because the mystery touches on a primal fear. The fear of the unknown, the realization that there are things in our world we may never understand. The vastness of the ocean, the unpredictability of nature, the limits of human knowledge. These are all themes that resonate with us on a deep level. The story also taps into our fascination with death. Death is something we all inevitably face, yet we know so little about it. The idea of what might happen in the final moments of life, whether we might see beyond the veil of the living, is a tantalizing one. The Ourang Medan offers us a glimpse into that abyss, a reminder of our own mortality. Furthermore, the ambiguity of the Ourang Medan story allows each of us to fill in the blanks with our own fears and imagination. Some see a ghost story, others a tale of scientific horror, some believe in a cover-up, others that the entire story is a fabrication. This ambiguity keeps the story alive, ensures that the Ourang Medan will continue to be discussed and debated for years to come. But perhaps the most compelling reason that the legend of the Ourang Medan endures is simply because it's a good story. The elements of mystery, suspense, death, and the supernatural are all timeless and universal. The story has been passed down through generations of sailors, each retelling adding new details and embellishments. It's a story that has captured the public imagination and continues to do so today. The Ourang Medan may be a ghost ship, but its story is very real. It's a story that reminds us of the limits of our knowledge, the inevitability of death, and the power of a good yarn. As long as humans have sailed the seas, there have been stories of strange and mysterious happenings on the waves. The Ourang Medan is just one of these stories, a story that may or may not be true, but which continues to fascinate us nonetheless. So the next time you find yourself on a ship or by the sea, take a moment to remember the Ourang Medan, the ship that sent out a single chilling message and then fell silent forever. And that's gonna wrap it up for tonight's episode. Let me know your thoughts about the Ship of Death in the comments section down below. Do you believe that there's more to the story than meets the eye? Is there another explanation for what happened to the Ourang Medan and its crew? Or do you think that sometimes the truth really is out there? If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to show your support. Hit that subscribe button to join the family and get notified when new videos are released. As always, thanks for watching. Stay safe and happy haunting.